So I'm here with my first video of the year, and in this video I'm gonna go over 12 books in 12 months, so stay tuned. So usually in January I read a lot of nonfiction or self-help books. And this year I decided to do something differently. I'm going to read one book every month instead of trying to read like however many in January. And then I have to move on and say, oh, I'm tired of this and read a different type of book. So I'm only going to read one every month. And I think that'll allow me to read more nonfiction and more of those types of books. So without further ado, we're going to start off with the book I'm going to read in January. And I read this book every January. The Four Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. And in this book, he just goes over 4 agreements that you can adopt to improve your life. And those agreements are: be impeccable with your words, which means speak with integrity, say only what you mean, avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. And that's why I need to read this every January because don't take anything personally. And this is very hard, but I've been reading this book for a couple years now, and it's really hard to keep the agreements, but you just have to keep them in your mind. I think read the book more than one time a year so that you can just refresh yourself and stay dedicated to them. But let me finish. Don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. That makes sense. So don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. Always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstances, simply do your best and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. And that is very true. This book taught me that, my best when I'm in a good mood or I'm well will be very different than my best when I'm not well, when I'm sick, when I'm sad, whatever. So that's my January book. And for February, it was a toss-up between All About Love by Bell Hooks and Attached by Amir, Levine, and Rachel Heller. And this book had been on my radar for a while, and I just never got around to reading it. It was probably like in my Amazon cart for over a year. So I chose this one because I did attempt to read the Bell Hooks book, I think last year. So maybe I'll revisit it. But Attached is, let's see what it says on the back. Is there a scientific explanation for why some people seem to navigate relationships effortlessly while others struggle? According to psychiatrist and neuroscientist Dr. Amir, Levine, and psychologist Rachel Heller, the answer is a resounding yes. In Attached, Levine and Heller reveal how an understanding of adult attachment, the most advanced relationship science in existence today, can help us find and sustain love. The field of attachment can help us find and sustain love. So basically there's 3 attachment styles: anxious, avoidant, and secure. Anxious people are often preoccupied with their relationship and tend to worry about their partner's ability to love them back. Avoidant people equate intimacy with a loss of independence and constantly try to minimize closeness. And secure people feel comfortable with intimacy and are usually warm and loving. So Yeah, you can find out your attachment style, the attachment style of the people around you, your spouse, your significant other, whatever it may be. So I'm really looking forward to reading this book, Attached, for the month of love, February. And so for March, I have my list here. Okay, I don't know what I wrote. I scribbled it out. Don't worry. Okay, here it is. For March, which is Women's History Month, I have The Strong Black Woman by Marita Golden, How a Myth Endangers the Physical and Mental Health of Black Women. For generations, in response to systemic racism, Black women created the persona of the strong Black woman, who, motivated by service and sacrifice, handles, manages, and overcomes any problem, any obstacle. But this seemingly empowering self-image comes at a steep price for Black women, as they neglect and sometimes sacrifice their physical and mental health needs for family and community. This toxic ideology is a major contributing factor to Black women's dismal health metrics. 4 out of 5 Black women are overweight and more likely to suffer a stroke or heart attack than white women. But the repercussions aren't just physical. Studies now conclusively connect racism with both physical and mental health, and statistics show that Black women are disproportionately affected by anxiety and depression. Re-examine the strong Black woman. The 1619 Project by Nikole Hannah-Jones. And this is a big book. Oh, yeah, well, it says it's 590 pages. So most likely I won't read this whole book in July. I'll probably have to start reading a little bit earlier so that I can finish it in July. But I'll just read what they have in the back. And then the New York Times Magazine's award-winning 1619 Project reframed our understanding of American history by placing slavery and its continuing legacy at the center of our national narrative. This book substantially expands on that work, weaving together 19 essays that explore the legacy of slavery in present-day America, with 36 poems and works of fiction that illuminate key moments of struggle and resistance. The essays show how the inheritance of 1619 reaches into every part of contemporary American society, from politics, music, diet, traffic, and citizenship to capitalism, religion, and our democracy itself. This book speaks directly to our current moment, contextualizing the systems of race and caste within which we operate today. It reveals long glossed over truths around our nation's founding and the way that the legacy of slavery did not end with emancipation, but continues to shape modern American life. And I know this book was pretty controversial, and I don't usually like to read stuff that might upset me or anything like that, but I wanted to read this book in July. And I did look up on YouTube. I should have put a hashtag booktube or something just to see commentary on the book, and all I got was right off the bat a lot of all the videos that came up were like from conservative media sites, just saying how the book is not true, it's false. So I would like to read it and see how it is, and possibly find some content creators who actually like read the book and have an opinion on it, versus just, you know, like people who are just not going to agree with the book regardless if they read it or not. So moving right along to August, which is when school starts for me, and I go back to work. Look, I haven't even gone through summer break, and I'm mourning it already. Okay, so the book that I chose for August is Despite the Best Intentions: How Racial Inequality Thrives in Good Schools, Transgressing Boundaries, Studies in Black Politics and Black Communities, by Amanda E. Lewis and I think John Diamond. And I looked up Amanda E. Lewis, and she is a professor in Chicago. And this book just talks about the achievement gap among white, Latino, and Black students, and looking at how what happens in the school might contribute to that achievement gap. So I really look forward to reading that on my way back to school, if that time of the year is not too crazy. That's when I read the least amount, but I'll try to squeeze that book in. And for September 13th is Positive Thinking Day. So I wanted to get a book about positive thinking, which is great because, like I say, that's back to school time and you need some positivity in your life. And besides, the beginning of the school year is usually pretty positive. You get to, well, this is my favorite time of the year. I get to go in, set up my classroom, learn about the new students that I'll have, and I really enjoy that time of the year. So the book I chose is Don't Believe Everything You Think, Why Your Thinking is the Beginning and End of Suffering by Joseph Nguyen. In this book, you'll discover the root cause of all psychological and emotional suffering and how to achieve freedom of mind to effortlessly create the life you've always wanted to live. This book offers a completely new understanding of where our human experience comes from, allowing us to end our own suffering and create how we want to feel at any moment. And this book was very popular on TikTok. I saw a lot of ads for it. So I was like, I'm going to try to squeeze that book in this year and see what it's about. It has like 14,000 reviews on Amazon. So hopefully it's worth all the hype. So that was September. October is the start of the holiday season, right? So the book I chose is another book that I had attempted to read before, but I never finished it, is Set Boundaries, Find Peace, A Guide to Reclaiming Yourself by Nedra Tawwab. And this book is just about, how to set boundaries throughout every aspect of your life. Healthy boundaries, we all know we should have them in order to achieve work-life balance, cope with toxic people, and enjoy rewarding relationships with partners, friends, and family. But what do healthy boundaries really mean, and how can we successfully express our need to say no and be assertive without offending others? Yes, no, kitty. So that I think everybody needs to revisit their boundaries at the start of the holiday season, because that's when you really need to say, I'm not about to go into debt for these kids or to buy all these gifts, or it could be anything. I'm not going to change my holiday plans. I'm not going to stress myself out. I think that's the time that you need to revisit your boundaries. Make sure they're in place so that you don't get stressed out during the holiday season. The book for November is The Thank You Project, Cultivating Happiness, One Letter of Gratitude at a Time by Nancy Davis Cole. Who helped you become the person you are today? As Nancy Davis Cole approached a milestone birthday, she decided to answer that question by sending thank you letters to the many people who had influenced her, helped her, and inspired her over the years. Family, friends, mentors, teachers, co-workers, even a couple of former friends and exes. While her recipients always seemed genuinely pleased to read the letters, what Nancy never expected was the profound and positive effect the process would have on her. As it turns out, emerging research proves that actively appreciating the formative people in your life, past and present, can lead to a lasting increase in your happiness level. And the Thank You Project offers a charming, entertaining roadmap to see, say, and savor your way there. And I think one of the most important ways to be happy is to be thankful. If you are thankful for the things that you have, I think that helps lead to happiness. So I'm excited to read that book. That seems really cute for the month of November. And then for the month of December, I have How to Winter. Harness your mindset to thrive on cold, dark, or difficult days by Kari Leibowitz. And I mean, I live in South Florida, so we don't really have dark, winter, cold, you know, the freezing time. So, but do you dread the end of daylight savings time? Which I do. And grouch about the long, chilly season of gray skies and ice? No, because I don't have that. Do you find yourself in a slump every January and February? No, it's hot as heck then. What if there was a way to rethink this time of year? Psychologist and winter expert Kari galvanizing How to Winter uses mindset science to help readers embrace winter as a season to be enjoyed, not endured, and in turn learn powerful lessons that can impact our mental well-being throughout the year. So I'm excited to read that because I do dread the end of daylight saving time, and then you get used to this new time where it gets dark between about 6, and then eventually it'll be getting dark, like 7, and then daylight savings time starts again, and it's daylight till 8, and then you go from that till being dark at 5:30. So thank you. So I do look forward to reading that book and getting some insight on how to have a better outlook once daylight saving time ends. And it, I mean, we do get like 8 cold days, so how to deal with that 50-degree weather. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and you saw some books that maybe you can add to your TBR this year. And if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. And until next time, take care. Bye. But first, a word from our sponsor. Come.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, say it louder.
Like and subscribe.
Thank you. Bye.